Welcome. I'm Elaine Starling. I'm your host of Why 5% Succeed. And this is the show where we're sharing some great tips, techniques, tactics, and tools that help entrepreneurs and small business owners grow their businesses. Now, we've got a lot to talk about today because if you're like me, you probably attend quite a few industry events. Industry events are really important to help you grow your business. They make a huge difference because this is a great way for you to identify best practices in a really short period of time. I find it's really useful because I can also discover new resources, new tools that are freshly available in the marketplace that a lot of people aren't using yet. So it helps me stay ahead of the marketplace. And of course, it's the perfect place for you to identify potential partners and clients. The networking opportunities are second to none. I mean, that's why people go. They're actively looking for folks that they can develop relationships with. The leaders in your industry are attending events, and that means that's where you need to be too. So how many events do you attend on an average year? Well, I'm talking about the kinds of events that have speakers. They've got breakout sessions, there's training of some kind. These aren't just local networking activities. It's really a bigger event where there's a lot more people coming, ideally 200 or more. Now, in researching highly successful entrepreneurs and small business owners, I find that they make a point of attending at least one event every quarter. That seems to make a big difference in terms of their overall success rate and how much new information they have available that they can share on with their clients and prospects. Now, ideally, you get a chance to speak at these events too, and then you attend other people's breakout sessions. That might not be where you're at right now. That's okay. But if you're going to take the time and you're going to invest the money to attend a big industry event, I would love to make sure that you get the maximum return on your investment. And that's really what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to cover three different things. First of all, what to look for when you're going through and researching the event that you're about to attend. You've already decided it's something that you need to go to, but then before you go, there's some very specific things to research so that you're prepared to be really effective while you're there. There are also some strategies you can do before you go, which is great. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about are the three different things that both attendees and speakers are looking for. And these are things that you can provide to them. When you show up from a spirit of giving and being in service, instead of showing up with your hand out, you're showing up with a hand up, right? You're trying to help other people first instead of looking for what they can do for you. This is what we're going to talk about because there are several different things you can do. You might not be aware of it, but you have way more value than you realize. And when you come in and you enter a relationship providing value from the very beginning, it just sets you at a whole different level than the majority of people who are there at the event, working the event. And then the third thing we're going to talk about are the 5 legacy leadership behaviors that really maximize your return on investment. I want to make sure that you get the most you can out of every single event you attend. So we're going to go through all 5 of those behaviors. Well, let's back up for a minute and start with the research. I'm about to attend the New Media Expo in Las Vegas. It was formerly called Blog World. It's for people who have blogs, who have podcasts, or who have a video show of some sort. And they're interested in really understanding how to leverage that, what tools and resources are available, best practices for growing your audience and really serving your audience at a high level, how to attract sponsors, all that sort of thing is going to be covered at this event. And I hope I get to see you there too. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about how I actually research the event ahead of time. So the first thing you want to do is review the event schedule. You want to identify some specific breakout sessions that are of interest to you. And I like to do that ahead of time, of course, when I'm deciding if I'm going to attend the event at all. But then I review that at least 3 days prior to leaving for the event. Why? Things change. You know, speakers have last minute emergencies. They can't make it. There's a new topic that's available. There are new descriptions that are available. Sometimes they start with just sort of a placeholder headline, but then they come back and provide a lot more detailed information about exactly what you're going to learn from that breakout session. So because things change and the speakers change, it's great for you to double check and see what's going on. Now, as a professional speaker, one of the things that I like to do is reach out to folks who are doing events a few months ahead and let them know that I'm a great pinch hitter as a speaker. And you can do that too. If you're going to be attending anyway, if they have somebody fall out at the last minute and they need to fill a seat, if you can be available to add value to their audience, the event organizers are very interested in hearing from you. So think a bit about what you could contribute to the event and offer to be a last minute speaker if they need that. Double check all of the different breakout sessions. What are the trainings on and which ones do you want to attend? It's really important to think about that ahead of time for two reasons. You should have some goals on exactly what you want to accomplish by attending the event. And that means you need to spend your time wisely. You need to make sure that you're focusing in on the breakout sessions that are going to give you the best information that you can really apply in your own business. Now, the second critical component to this is also being able to reserve time for private one-on-one meetings. You're going to be meeting a lot of people there at the event. And there might be an opportunity to grab a quick cup of coffee or just have a brief chat in the hallway, a 10-minute meeting, or provide 10-minute strategy sessions for people. You could let people know that you're going to be there ahead of time and offer strategy sessions and let people sign up for those. But you've got to know when you're available to offer those strategy sessions. You don't want to miss an important breakout session that could help you grow your business. So think through and really look at the schedule to identify how you're going to spend your time and when you're available for those private one-on-one meetings and strategy sessions. Okay, the second thing that you want to look for is you want to identify specific speakers and sponsors that you want to connect with during the event. You might want to open up a separate Word document so that you can put down their name and their contact information. It's really helpful to have that in a separate area because in a perfect world, you spend the time to connect with them before the event. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what that looks like in a minute. Okay, so review the different speakers, get an idea of their background, their social media contacts, where they are, their profiles, how to reach them, the name of their blog, if that's available, and also identify the different sponsors. That gives you some insight into who's investing in this kind of an event. Gives you more insight into the kinds of contacts that they're interested in getting for their own business, to grow their own business. And that means you have more insight so you can show up and add more value live at the event. Okay, so do a little research on the speakers and the sponsors because you're going to want to connect with them. The third thing that you're going to look for is to confirm the hashtag or hashtags that are being used for the event. Now, a hashtag, if you're not familiar with it, it's the pound symbol with a word that's used primarily in Twitter to quickly find a conversation thread. It's used in other social media platforms as well. But the key thing is event organizers really want to make their event trend. And it's important to them because it helps them get more exposure. They get a higher profile. It's something that they can write about in a press release. And of course, speakers love to get exposure on social media too. So if you know what the hashtag is for the event, you can prep ahead of time. You might even write a blog post about the event that you're going to attend, why it's important to you to attend that event, the things that you're hoping to get out of it. And of course, the more you talk it up and you talk up the different speakers that you're looking forward to meeting and the different sessions you're planning to attend, it really helps you create a platform to talk about the event and talk about the speakers. Use that hashtag before you go. Okay, we talked for a second about your goals for the event. And I do think a little bit about what are you hoping to achieve by attending this event. You're taking up valuable time away from the office, and you're spending money for your airfare, for your hotel, for your registration, for the taxi, for the food. You need to make sure that you're getting the most return on that investment that you possibly can. So it's important that you identify some very specific goals for yourself before you go. Now, some of the goals that I encourage people to make, the first one is, how many different contacts do you really want to make while you're there? And be clear about what that means to you. Is that just collecting a business card? Is that a contact? Or is it having a specific strategy session or scheduling a strategy session with someone while you're at the event? How many of those do you want to complete or accomplish during this event? Secondly, what kinds of tools and resources would really be useful in your business? What would you like to find? Like I said, industry conferences are a nexus point for valuable information, insights, tools, and resources. So have a clear idea of where you're trying to automate your business or systemize what's going on. Maybe there's an app that would really be useful. If only you could figure out how to take pictures of business cards and immediately stick it into your autoresponder. Yes, there are apps that do that. If you don't know what they are, or if you're looking for referrals and you'd like to get a recommendation, identify those kinds of tools and resources that would really be useful in your own business. If you can do a little research ahead of time, great, but it's also something for you to be on the lookout for while you're there at the event. Now, the third kind of goal for you to have is be really clear about the types of relationships that you're looking for at the event, because there's very different types of people who might be attending. Sometimes you're looking for qualified prospects for yourself, for your own business, but you won't be trying to sell them at the event. You're strictly making introductions. But you want to know, is this person somebody who's likely to be a great client? Is this someone who's likely to be a great peer and partner? Or is this somebody who might be a great mentor, an advisor? Those are three different aspects of different relationships that you might be looking for in your business. And you know what? Sometimes those peers become clients. What those mentors become clients. So don't rule out some crossover, but be really clear about what kinds of relationships would really help you move your business to the next level. And it's not just dollars in the door. It's strategic advice. It's access to tools and resources and platforms that you currently don't have that you can get from your peers. And it's just being able to connect with people who share your vision. It's amazing how much energy you get for running your own business just by being around people who are so passionate that they take time away from their office to be there, to learn, to grow, to sharpen the saw, just like you. Really, really powerful to attend those events. Now, it's so important that you know exactly what you're shooting for, because then you're much more effective at actually getting it. So one of the things I want you to do is write your goals down. Be really specific about exactly what you want to accomplish, how many contacts you want to make and how you're defining a contact, the kinds of tools and resources that you're looking for, and the types of relationships you're looking for. Okay? Then review those goals periodically throughout the event, every single day, like 3 times a day for each day of the event, because that will help you stay on track. It will help you stay focused. It'll make sure that you actually take action to achieve those goals. So How are you going to achieve those goals? Well, the next thing to think about are the three different things that both attendees and sponsors are looking for from the event, okay? The first thing that attendees and speakers are looking for are great connections, just like you. They need relationships with qualified contacts. Remember, they're looking for qualified clients, they're looking for great peers, and they're looking for great mentors, just like you. So think about yourself as being a really valuable resource, because it's not just you. You may or may not be a good connection for them, but more importantly, you've got a network. You've got a huge network of people, and you might know somebody else who's a really great fit. Again, show up with that desire to serve, and it's just amazing how many doors will open for you. So one of the things I love to ask people when I first meet them, I love to say, so who's your ideal client and what makes them a great fit for your business? Just getting that level of clarity, sometimes saying it back to them in a slightly different way, helps them refine their unique sales position, helps them refine how they present themselves. It differentiates me, because that's one of the things I'm really good at, is helping people express themselves clearly. It's showing interest in other people. And when you're interested in somebody else, that's when they become interested in you. So attendees and speakers, first and foremost, they're always looking for great connections. So how can you be of service to them and help them find those great connections? Now, the second thing that every single attendee and speaker is looking for is exposure. They want to build their platform. They want to get access to more people, and they want to be represented as a really valuable resource to their ideal prospects. So what are some things that you might do to help this new person that you just met, some attendee or a speaker? How could you help them get more exposure? I have a few ideas for you. You could write a blog post about them and then link to their website. And you know what? You might even save a little bit of time, because you could talk to them and say, do you have a really popular blog post? I think it could be of interest to my audience. I'd like to review your blog post and then link to it so that you can get some extra exposure to my audience. Would that be helpful to you? Well, yeah, of course. You're helping them grow their audience. They would love to have you repurpose something they've already created, and it could save you time if you're not interested in starting from scratch, okay? Another thing that you could do is you could interview them for your blog, for your podcast, or for your Hangout show. You could also comment on and share some of their social media posts with your network. I will offer to interview some people for this show, Why 5% Succeed. I make sure that it's somebody that I think has something really interesting and useful that they could share with my audience, but it's a great way for me to identify potential guests, because they're there at a conference for a reason. I find that the leaders are attending conferences, and that's the kind of person I'm going to put on my show. Now, the third thing that attendees and speakers are looking for is great resources, great tools. So think a little bit about some of the tools and services that you've discovered that might be really useful to other people. You know, I've used Fiverr for years. It's www.fiverr.com, Fiverr. And I'm always surprised at how many entrepreneurs have never used Fiverr. They've never heard of it. Well, Fiverr is a very cool resource, something I highly recommend to everybody. It's a website where you can find people who will do things for you at an entry-level price of $5. It could be something like design a logo or a book cover or even a very fundamental website. It's amazing all the different kinds of things that people will do for you on Fiverr. I got a logo created there. I got my theme music created there. I've had book covers created there, and it starts at $5, then the price goes up. But what a great resource. People from around the world are available to serve you and turn things around in short order. So it's really, really helpful to think about those apps that you find really useful, especially if they have something to do with the topic of the event that you're attending, or if they help people connect and stay in touch after the event. You know, another idea, take a look at the different sponsors who are attending. They probably offer some pretty cool tools and resources. Well, take a look at some of the others in that space and see what some of the reviews are. You can start an interesting dialogue by sharing the resources that you love and also asking for some feedback and referrals from other people. It's a great way to create a lasting connection with other people. Now, I work with entrepreneurs and small business owners who really want to be legacy leaders. And you know that you're a legacy leader when you consistently share your point of view and you use your voice to help others. Obviously, you attend professional meetings and conferences at least one a quarter. You probably speak at quite a few of them too. You've got a broad network of contacts, both professional and personal, and you're really good at staying in touch with people. You serve on a professional or a nonprofit board, or maybe you're about to, you want to, or you've written a book, or you're planning to write a book. You speak on stages, you hold webinars, or you're trying to figure out how to do that. You speak about your business in terms of the client benefits first, not just what you do. It's not your title. It's the benefit, the outcome you create for your client, and that's how you start a dialogue about who you are and what you do. You've also got a cohesive communication strategy that really builds interest, creates trust, and generates sales. You've got an integrated, automated media strategy to leverage your time and maximize your exposure. Your business is structured with multiple revenue streams, so you're never left hanging when the marketplace changes. And you've got a succession strategy in place for your business. You know what's next. These are the kinds of people that really are the creme de la creme. These are the folks who are making a huge difference in our world. And I've discovered that there are 5 specific behaviors that legacy leaders use that really differentiates them from everybody else. And it's a great way to maximize ROI. I want to share these behaviors with you because maybe you don't meet all of those criteria yet, but these will help you get there. And I want you to get there quickly. Okay, the first thing that legacy leaders do is they're really good at connecting with new contacts on social media and subscribing to blog RSS feeds with these new contacts. So since you can identify the speakers and the sponsors prior to the event, take some time to connect with them on social media before you go. Let them know that you're going to come and tell them that you're looking forward to meeting them in person. You can also use the hashtag for the event. You can start generating some exposure for the event before you go and some exposure for these speakers and sponsors before you go. You can post on your own social media profiles about how excited you are and what you're hoping to accomplish. You can also post on their social media profiles and connect with them. Okay, so the first thing is connect with your new contacts. The second behavior is to comment on what your contacts are doing that you really appreciate or you admire. Frankly, I don't think we compliment each other enough. But the key thing is your compliment needs to be very specific and very detailed. For example, you could reach out to a speaker and compliment her that she's featured in this upcoming event that you're attending. You could let her know about a specific thing you're trying to figure out or a specific question that you hope she's going to be able to answer during her breakout session. By being that specific, you increase the likelihood that you're actually going to get the answer you need, but it also really serves the speaker because the speaker wants to be adding value. The speaker wants to make a difference for her audience. So just providing some information ahead of time primes the pump. It lets the speaker know that there are interested, active people out there, a face and a name that she's going to get to meet. She's got a friend before she goes on stage. That's incredibly powerful. You're much more likely to get a response when you provide a specific complimentary comment that politely requests a response. Okay, so the first thing is connect. The second is comment. The third behavior is to share. Share what your contacts are doing. pretty straightforward. You've already subscribed to the speaker and sponsor's blog RSS feed. So find a really cool blog post that they've written. Comment on it very specifically, exactly what you found useful and how you implemented something that you learned, or some additional tools and resources that you would recommend. And then don't just comment on it, share that with your network. Retweet their social media posts that are making a great point. Let your network know about this new contact that you've just made. Your new contact is going to notice that you're busy sharing them, and they'll really appreciate the fact that they're getting exposure to your network. That's one of their fundamental goals that they're hoping to accomplish by attending this event, and even more importantly, by being a speaker at the event. So when you help create that platform by sharing your social media networks, your blog platform, incredibly powerful. Really, really important strategy. Connect, comment, share. And the fourth strategy that legacy leaders use is to endorse. Now, here's how this works. You can endorse a speaker or a contact if you like what they're doing, right? I met a woman who is really touting all products that are manufactured in the United States. That's her focus, US made. I can find something to appreciate in someone who's really trying to promote domestically produced products. So let me give you just a sample endorsement video. It's just a quick outline of something that you could do. Now, this is something you can do before you attend the conference, and then I'll give you a different video outline that you can attend right after you've seen someone speak. Okay? I want you to do both of these. The more of these little videos you create and you put out there, the bigger your network becomes, the more of a legacy leader you are. Okay, here's the outline. Hi, I'm Elaine Starling with Starling Media Services and Why 5% Succeed, and I'm attending the New Media Expo shortly. I'm really looking forward to hearing this specific speaker talk about this specific topic because I'm particularly interested in this issue. I really liked what this speaker shared in her blog post titled this. I can't wait to hear what she has to say live at the event. I'll see you there. Okay, you notice that I am touting my own company. I'm touting the conference. I'm showcasing the speaker, and I'm showcasing the topic. You can imagine how many keyword terms are in there. And of course, you're going to create some social media posts that link to this endorsement video. And you'll use the conference hashtag as well as link to the speaker's social media profile in your own posts. So it's a great way for you to do shout outs and tag people and do all of this before you go to the event. Okay, so that's the video outline before you go. Now here is an endorsement video outline at the event. You've just attended a speaker's session. They just got off stage. You're still hanging out in the conference room. And this is what you say. You pull out your cell phone or you ask the speaker if you can borrow their cell phone. Either one. And here's what you say. Hi, I'm this name and I'm with this company and I'm attending this conference. I just got to hear this woman speak about this topic. What I really enjoyed about this speaker was, and then you share something that you learned. I can't wait to apply this in my own business. I'm so grateful that I got a chance to meet this person, and I can't wait to see what else she has to share with us. You're done. That's it. That's the whole video. And then again, you use the hashtag when you're promoting the video. It's great for multiple reasons. The speaker is going to share your endorsement video. The conference is going to share your endorsement video. And every single time they share it, guess what? They're sharing you. They're sharing your name. They're sharing your image. They're sharing your company name. And of course, if you've tagged everything with your social media connections, your profile, tons of extra exposure for you, as well as for these other people. Endorsement videos are incredibly powerful. It's a key strategy that legacy leaders use, and they aren't done often enough. They certainly aren't done well often enough. So make sure you're using strategy 4, endorsements, endorsement videos in particular. Okay, we covered connect, comment, share, and endorse. Let's look at the 5th action that legacy leaders do. They take action. They take action with their new contact. There are 3 different things you can do. First of all, implement what you learned from them. Remember you were networking and somebody recommended a great resource? Follow up with them. Tell them that you checked it out. You know, you went to the website, you subscribed, and here's something really cool that happened because of it. Or you really appreciate that they gave you that great lead, that great connection or tool. Tell them what you did, the specific action that you took based on what you learned from them. And then, of course, follow up with them. That's number 2. If you offered to feature them in a blog post, reach out to them and schedule it, or give them a link to what you created. If you created that endorsement video for them, make sure you post it and on your blog post with your video embedded there, and send them a link. They'd really appreciate it. That's a way for them to access that video, embed it on their own site, and share it with their own social media contacts. And of course, thirdly, if you really love what they're doing and you know that it's going to help benefit your company, your business, buy their product. Use their product and provide feedback. Tell them what's working really well. Let them know different areas where they could improve. The improvement things you should communicate privately. That's really important. Everybody needs feedback, but they don't need to be embarrassed by it. Give them a review if you liked what they're doing. If it can be a 4 or a 5-star review, definitely take the time to review it. So again, the 5 legacy leadership behaviors are connect, comment, share, endorse, and act. So think a little bit. What is your next event? Post the event that you're going to be attending on my site, on my YouTube channel, and let me know what you're attending. Let me know what your critical goals are. And if you've got an endorsement video that you've created ahead of time or after the fact, share a link with me, because I want to be able to use you as a case study and share exactly how to create a really effective endorsement video. I'd love to help promote you. Thanks so much for joining me today for Why 5% Succeed. I'll see you next week at 1 p.m. Pacific. I hope you have a joyful, abundant, and prosperous week. Bye-bye.